Got a little Toro mower here. Troy-bilt mower here. It is a little 30-inch cut. Doesn't look to be too old. It's in nice shape. Somebody I know just wanted to get rid of it. Basically because they bought it at Lowe's at one point. Probably somewhat older, but they always kept it inside. But here's the problem. So doesn't move as far as wheels when you turn. So I'm gonna have to take this apart to see what's going on with that and see if I can fix it. And I don't know if I need to order parts, or maybe if it's something I can just re-weld up, or drill a bolt through a shaft or something. I don't know. I'll find out as soon as I pull it open. But I think it will actually clean up to be a nice little mower. We don't need that though. That's a little extra sticker. Extra weight burns extra gas. So I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna start pulling off that plastic, see what we got. Well, that wasn't too difficult. This assembly here is underneath. It's got a sprocket here, goes on the bottom of the shaft for the steering shaft, and then this assembly here bolts up underneath it. One side attaches to each side of the steering, and you can't even call them A-frame arms, you can't call them anything. They're just basically steering mounts. And then, as you can see here, the teeth right there are all stripped out, worn down. So I'm going to see how much it would be just to have another bar, get a bar replacement. Figured it can't be too much. It's got to be a ton of these having problems, because not the greatest design in the world, I'll tell you, for steering. I'm guessing there's a lot of failures. So I will check on that and order one up. So charging the battery up now. Just checked the oil. Oil was down just a hair, but didn't look too bad at all. So it looked like it was relatively maintained. Spark plug didn't look too bad. It's actually pretty good. It's got a little bit of rust on the outside here. And I don't have a replacement same plug for this. So what I'm going to do is just, for now, I'm just clean this one up a little bit, put this one back in. Although the spark plug was a little bit loose. I could turn that thing by hand coming out. So I'm not sure who did anything with that before, but they didn't tighten it very well. Air filter looked actually pretty decent. I'll spray that out, with some compressed air real quick, but even inside doesn't look dirty and nasty. So this thing's been serviced at some point, not too long ago, but it's typical. It's got your dirt and crap everywhere that needs to be cleaned up. Some chicken crap on the tires and stuff, because there was a chicken coop near it, and just needs to be kind of cleaned up. Other than that, I think she's going to be a decent little mower for somebody. That assembly wasn't too expensive. I just ordered one, and hopefully I'll have it in here by Friday, and then by an hour or so after this is that is delivered, this thing should be running, finished and ready to head off to somebody else for a good little mower. Got steering. I did install the new steering linkage setup for the front of this. It was basically straightforward, exact same parts, exact design. Went on nice and easy. Once you got it set up and lined up, it was just a matter of hooking up the steering arm linkage and putting the clips back in. So that went fairly well. I took the carburetor off. Actually, you can see I put a new fuel filter on there. I had already drained the tank yesterday, Refilled the tank with good fresh gas after I flushed it a little bit. New filter and a shut off. And I took the carburetor off that's here, and you can see I did a quick clean of it just to check it out. There was all kinds of jelly crap inside of it. The whole thing inside was just awful, probably from sitting for so long with that with the gas with the ethanol in it. And what do you got here? A little piece of rubber. That's a little gasket. Not going to matter because I'm going to put this one aside for a spare if I need parts. And I have another one coming in tomorrow. And it was a little bit of a pain in the ass because the choke linkage fell out and I couldn't see where to slide it back in. So I had to pull that assembly off real fast just to see where it went and get that all hooked back up, which is fine because I wanted to kind of clean that area a little bit anyway. They don't make it easy on this little machine to work on anything. You pretty much have to try to get all the plastics up and out of your way. So the air box is basically off, and you can see all that stuff is taken off. I'm done messing with it for today because once I get the new carb in, then I'll hook it all back together. I wasn't even going to bother testing it. A lot of times I'll test it after cleaning the carb to put another one back on. Nah, not a chance. Not with how much of a pain it is to try to swap this out. I mean, it's not bad normally on these Briggs, but because of the way they designed this thing and having to remove so much crap, and even like I said, even trying to get this plastics up and lift this up, you want to try to get this cover off. And I don't know if you can see it, there's a bolt right in the back there. That goes right to the gas tank. So to get that plastic cover off, you would have to take the gas tank out. After removing all this stuff, it's a nightmare. All I did was I loosened that up, loosened the two of those up, lifted it up a little bit just so I could check, make sure there was no mouse nest or anything crap in there. But yeah, poor design, and my guess is this could be why there's a lot of these that people will just junk them, and it's not like it's a cheap mower. So anyway, yeah, I had to take the seat off just so I can lift the plastics up, because it's with the seat on there, you can't even move anything. Not my favorite mower, and it's the first time I'm working on one of these, and probably might be the last. So once we get the carb on tomorrow, I will do some more testing and hopefully be able to get it running and driving. Battery was stone dead. I tried to charge it. Hopefully it'll hold up for a little bit. And if the mower works out decent, I'll have to spring for a new battery. Well, this is pretty much a fail. Ordered a Chinese knockoff carb. And oh my god, it ran so bad. It was basically the motor was basically smoking, but I mean it smokes anyway, but it was also running way rich, and it just sputtered and sputtered and sputtered. I couldn't do anything with that carb. It's just that crappy knockoff. So what I did was I pulled the original Briggs carb that I had cleaned, and then I took that rubber gasket off the carb that came, the Chinese one, and because the one in the Briggs was bad, swapped them out, and then swapped them over, and then it ran okay. On to Chinese carb number 2 for this mower. First one was awful. I mean, it is just awful. It just smoked and ran super rich and was an absolute mess. So I grabbed the rubber seal out of it and put back into the original carb and tried to give that a quick clean. This thing, it's just seen better days, and I don't think that rubber seal, the one from the Chinese carb, sealed this too well. So I went with a different manufacturer now and changed out the carb. This particular one, as soon as I put the choke on, started it up, fired up, runs beautiful, super smooth. Thing runs super nice now. The only thing I have to do now is pick up a lawnmower battery since I don't have one. But this is the way this mower should run. It actually it runs like a I don't want to say new, but like a standard, normal mower should run smooth. The smoke and fumes from the last one before was awful. Even when I put this one on there, it wasn't right. It was running really rough and puffing and popping and putting out smoke. Really surprised. Again, it's awful. It's hit or miss with these Chinese carbs. This time, like I said before, I don't know if it was this video or another one, but when you hit with these things, they are great. The problem is that there's so many misses. You will literally end up with so many junk freaking carburetors that you put on and off, and they have no problem with, oh, you want a refund, you want a return, you want this, because they don't want the bad reviews. How about you just actually make, say, 98% or 99% of your carbs good and not 75% of your carbs good? But it's a problem that everybody has. I pretty much take it. So that's great. So now I'm just gonna tidy this up, clean it. It needs a really good cleaning, and then pick up another battery for it, and then that should finish up this mower. It's a nice little mower now. Well, so if anyone else has this issue with this particular mower, this this Troy-bilt, go ahead and look at your carbs, and I will put a link down to the description of where I purchased this one from Amazon, the good one, and maybe that will help somebody else from not having to return a crappy carburetor. And the other thing I did too with this one is I added a filter and a shutoff. It needed a filter. I don't know why all these things don't have filters on them. It's going to save people a ton of headaches. So, all right, last quick update. It just needs a battery. That battery is garbage. Won't keep charge. But other than that, runs pretty good. And the previous owner is actually very happy that I offered it back to them, and because they were push mowing now, and after they saw the pricing of trying to buy a new mower, they were a bit discouraged. And I don't care. I probably have, I don't know, $75 or something, maybe $100 tops after a battery into this thing. So it helps somebody out. So I'm gonna bring it back to the previous owner, and they are hopefully going to be very happy to be going around on their little buggy again to mow their lawn and not have to use that push mower. They actually have a hard time trying to even start the push mower because they have to pull start it, and I guess there's issues with arm strength and something going on. So it works out good for them, and I got to tinker around with another mower for fun, and it helps somebody, so that makes me happy. So that's it for this one, and again, I hope it helps somebody else try to fix their own mower.